How many games have you done, Caitlin Clark?
A couple. I went to see her in college. We got to be friends. She won my award, and I promised I'd go see her play, and I did her last game in Iowa. When you say being treated differently, is the physicality there? Well, yes, of course, the physicality is there. She has to earn her stripes. Look what the Indiana Fever have done since the All-Star break. I think they're 7-1. They've clinched. They're 18-16. They had not made the playoffs in 8 years.
Nancy Lieberman just called Caitlin Clark the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. Angel Reese's reaction? Let's just say she wasn't exactly thrilled. This is about to get wild. You know who Nancy Lieberman is. She's a basketball Hall of Famer and a legend in the women's game. So when she says something, people listen. And boy, did she say something big. She straight up said, "What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational." That's huge, but here's where it gets crazy. Angel Reese, another superstar in women's basketball, didn't exactly love this comparison. We're talking major drama brewing. Why is this such a big deal? Because it's not just about two players anymore.
Caitlin Clark is controversial for some reason. Like, how did we get to this point?
You know what? We got to this point because this point has happened before. The Jordan rules are in effect. They're knocking, the heck out of him. He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV. The ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full. And he comes in from college winning the championship at North Carolina.
This is about the future of women's basketball. Who's gonna be the face of the sport? Who's gonna bring in the fans and the money? It's all up for grabs now, and things are heating up fast. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Forget the drama for a second. There's a reason they're calling it the Caitlin Clark effect. This rookie's doing things we've never seen before, and it's not just about what happens on the court. The entire league is changing, and you won't believe how fast it's happening. Let's talk about Clark's latest game. She dropped 28 points and dished out 12 assists. That's not just good, that's superstar level stuff. And get this, her team, the Indiana Fever, just won their 4th straight game. Clark isn't just playing well, she's turning her whole team around.
To shoot at least 70% three-point range on at least 23-point attempts in a 5-game span. You know who else is on that list?
Caldwell spent 3 years in the WNBA, 2 in Atlanta, 1 in Indiana. Kelsey Mitchell knocking it down.
Want to get 2 or 3 closeouts each possession, and if you do that, you're probably going to have a team in rotation, and you're probably going to have some mismatches.
Clark, step back 3. She connects.
But here's where it gets crazy. People aren't just talking about her stats. They're talking about how she's changing the entire game. Remember how Jordan made everyone want to watch the NBA? Clark's doing the same thing for women's basketball. More fans, more viewers, more excitement. It's like she's got some kind of magic touch. And it's not just about how she plays. Clark's got this way of running the court that's got everyone watching. She's scoring like crazy. Sure, but she's also got this insane court vision. She's not just playing the game, she's controlling it, making plays, setting the pace. It's like watching a chess master, but way more exciting. You know what's even wilder? Clark's not just a star on the court, she's blowing up on social media too. She's connecting with fans in a way we haven't really seen before in the WNBA. And let me tell you, that's huge. The WNBA's always had trouble getting the same attention as the NBA, but Clark might be changing all that. Think about this. People are buying tickets just to see Clark play. TV ratings are going up when she's on. It's like she's become this one-woman advertising campaign for the whole league, and that's got everyone wondering, could Clark be the key to taking women's basketball to a whole new level? Just when you thought the Clark story couldn't get any bigger, Angel Reese enters the chat. Her reaction to the Michael Jordan comparison is turning heads and raising eyebrows. What's really going on between these two WNBA sensations? Angel Reese just dropped a bomb on social media, and it's got everyone talking. When Nancy Lieberman compared Caitlin Clark to Michael Jordan, Reese wasn't having it. She fired back, emphasizing the need to recognize all players, especially black female athletes who've been killing it in the game. You've got to understand, Reese and Clark are like night and day on the court.
Angel Reese just broke the record, the WNBA record for rebounding in a single season as a rookie. And, other players wanted to see what you got. All right, can you take the next level? It's okay. It's called competitiveness. It's called, a will to win. And if you have the skill set, if you're a great player, you're going to be great no matter what.
Clark's all about scoring from anywhere and controlling the game with her insane court vision. She's like a puppet master out there, pulling all the strings. But Reese, she's a force of nature. She's all about that physical play, dominating the boards and scoring inside. It's like watching a bulldozer take on a sniper. But it's not just their playing styles that are different. These two have totally different vibes off the court too. Clark's like the girl next door, always smiling, always connecting with fans on social media. She's got that polished, marketable image that sponsors love. Reese, on the other hand, she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's fierce, she's outspoken, and she doesn't back down from anyone. You know what's crazy? These differences are actually shaping how fans are reacting to women's basketball. Clark's got this wide appeal, bringing in new fans who might not have watched the WNBA before. She's like a gateway drug to women's basketball. But Reese? She's speaking to a different crowd. She's resonating with fans who love that raw, competitive spirit, who appreciate players who aren't afraid to ruffle a few feathers. This whole thing is bigger than just two players, though. It's shaping the entire narrative around women's basketball. Clark's rise could mean big things for the visibility of the sport. More fans, more media coverage, maybe even better deals for players down the line. But Reese is reminding everyone that there's more to the story. She's shining a light on the importance of diversity and representation in the sport. Think about it. We've got two incredible players, both changing the game in their own ways. Clark's bringing in the crowds, Reese is keeping it real. And caught in the middle, the future of women's basketball. It's like watching a chess match and a boxing match at the same time. You think Clark versus Reese is intense? That's nothing compared to the real game being played off the court. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that's got everyone whispering. This isn't just about two amazing players anymore.
One-on-one for Boston. Spins away from the help. That's a big-time post move right there.
And trying to free up Mitchell. She can't get open. Boston takes it herself, fires it up, and it stays down. She's going to try her luck on the offensive end. Fagbenle ducks in and finishes.
How about that back-to-back?
Fagbenle, handoff Clark, launches, and hits a three! We are level!
It's about race, media attention, and the future of women's basketball. Here's the thing. Would a black female player get the same love as Clark? It's a tough question, but we've got to ask it. Some people are saying Clark's getting all this attention because she's white. And you know what? That's causing some serious drama in the basketball world. But hold up, it's not all bad news. Clark's rise is happening at a time when women's sports are finally getting some respect. We're talking better facilities, bigger salaries, and more eyeballs on the game. That's huge for everyone in the WNBA, not just Clark. And get this, Clark might just be the player to bring everyone together. Remember how Jordan made basketball cool for everyone? Clark could do the same thing for women's basketball. She's got guys and girls watching, and that's something we haven't really seen before. But here's where it gets really interesting. All this attention on Clark, it could be a game changer for the whole WNBA. We're talking more money, better TV deals, and maybe even some big-time sponsors. It's like Clark's success is opening doors for everyone. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this fair? Should one player get all the spotlight? That's where Angel Reese comes in. She's reminding everyone that there are plenty of amazing black female players out there who deserve recognition too. And you know what? She's right. This whole controversy is like a wake-up call for women's basketball. It's got people talking about representation, opportunity, and who gets to be the face of the sport. It's not just about stats anymore. It's about who gets seen, who gets paid, and who gets to inspire the next generation of players. Think about it. We've got two incredible players, both changing the game in their own ways. Clark's bringing in the crowds, Reese is keeping it real, and caught in the middle, the future of women's basketball. It's like watching a chess match and a boxing match at the same time. All right, let's recap this wild ride. We've got Caitlin Clark being compared to Michaeljordan, Angel Reese firing back, and the whole basketball world buzzing. But here's the million-dollar question. Is this really the moment that changes women's basketball forever? Or are we getting way too excited? Think about it. Clark's bringing in fans like crazy, But is it enough to transform the entire league? And what about Reese's point about recognizing all players, especially black athletes? It's not just about who's the best player anymore. It's about the future of the sport. So, what do you think? Is Clark the key to taking women's basketball to new heights? Or is this all just hype? The game's changing fast, and we're all watching history unfold. Keep your eyes on these players in the WNBA. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.